I have amazing news. I had an incredibly huge setback. So you might be confused as to why that would be amazing news, but as I tell you the story of what happened, I think you're probably going to understand. And if you don't, then by the end, I'll explain it to you straight up exactly why I feel it's good news. So, as some of you may know who've been watching my channel for a while, I've had a few different editors. I myself am not that great at editing. Every once in a while, I'll put out a video where I kind of do some light edits just so it can make it maybe a little bit more visually appealing as you guys listen to the content. But in general, I'm not much of an editor, or at least I wasn't. So recently, over the last, I'd say 2, 3 weeks, I was working very, very hard, put tens and tens of hours into this video that I was going to release for you guys that I was really just working hard on editing myself. I had got a new software to work with. I was very happy with the content that I recorded. I felt it gave actual value, which is something I feel is lacking on YouTube a lot of the time. It's a lot of the time just about entertainment. It's not so much about actually giving value. But I digress. I was working very hard on this edit, and I figured, like, while my amazing editing team that I have right now do such a good job, and I'm gonna stick with them because you guys have told me how much you like them, and I love working with them. They're fantastic. But basically, I decided I was going to do this edit myself, and so on the Must Become YouTube channel, I was going to kind of release several different kinds of videos. Some of them were going to be ones that were kind of like this, where it's not much editing, and if I make a mistake talking to the camera or whatever, I'll just say that and keep going. But my other kinds of videos were more heavily edited, where I have my team of incredibly skilled editors, and I'm going to make that comment and that compliment quite a few times in this video because they are fantastic. But the last kind of form of video that I was going to make was my own. I was going to put my own edits, and I'm not nearly as skilled as some of the people out there who are fantastic, my editing team included. But yeah, so I was going to release that, and so anyway, I'd been working for weeks on this edit, and I was so proud of how it had turned out. Now, I'm on my computer. I use a Mac. Don't hate me for that if you're a PC person, but anyway, I was on my Mac and I was exporting the video. I had finally edited this video, and it really just made it so clear that it started at like a 14-minute video, right, or 15-minute video, and it cut with all the cuts. It went down to about a 5-minute video, which has been the kind of typical length of my edited videos lately. I just want to make really easily digestible content that you guys can actionably apply to your lives as quickly as possible. And I feel like if you make a 10, 15, 20-minute video, sometimes it's not that digestible. I will get to those videos, but basically, point is that I made this long video, all this editing brought it down to, and all this cuts and everything brought it down to about 4 or 5 minutes. So I was exporting this video, and before I tell you what happened, I need to explain a mistake I actually made on a previous occasion. So what I had done was I had released a video to you guys. I can't remember which one it was, but it was in one of my files on my Mac. It was still there, and what I did was edited the same video again, maybe about a week or two later. I had forgot that I released that one, and so I put all this effort into editing it, and then when I had finally finished it, I realized what was brought to my attention actually that I had already edited this video. And so I'd spent all these hours, and I won't say the edit was amazing, but I put this time and effort into learning what I was doing and I'm already a very busy person. I have a lot of stuff going on, right? Like I'm sure a lot of you guys do. So learning a brand new skill, picking it up while I'm making all this content, while I'm the COO of a $40 million business, all this kind of stuff, and I have a social life, I have all this kind of stuff. Um, it was a lot. So basically, in order to counteract me doing this ever again, or prevent me from doing this ever again, and editing a video a second time that I'd already released to you guys, I had created this process of as soon as I had begun to use a video and bring it and import it into the editing software, I would move it to trash. So just saying that, some of you guys might already know where this is going. So anyway, that was on a previous occasion. And so I made this system, this really basic system of just, I don't want to waste any more time editing videos that I've already edited, obviously. And I could just go through and watch all my recent videos and whatever, but that just wouldn't sit well with me. That would take too much time to go and just verify everything. So I was just like, let me just have a system where as soon as I import it into the editing software, I then move the kind of raw file into trash. So anyway, fast forward to this occasion, and I had spent weeks editing this video, really excited about it. And it was 80% exporting, okay? It wasn't taking that long. This is maybe 30 minutes to export. I'm not sure. Again, anyone out there who's good at editing will know roughly how long it was taking, but it was probably about 30 minutes. And it was at 80%. And, I'm kind of just sitting there idle. I'm looking around my computer, just waiting. It was kind of the end of the day. This is end of my work day. The edit was being exported. And I was kind of just looking around. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can be a little bit more productive. All this is being exported. I can look around my computer, see if I can delete any files I don't need. So I had gone into there's a part in Mac where basically it allows you to see all your storage and allows you to show it kind of shows you what is taking up the most space, and might be able to free up a little bit of space if you delete it or whatever, or mix it or move it or whatever. So one of the things that was taking up a lot of space was my trash can. So trash can had like something like 40 gigabytes in it or something, and I was like, oh well, I can just get rid of that. It's trash can stuff, right? So of course I right click the trash can and I hit empty trash. Now the video that was exporting, I had moved into the trash can. The raw file had moved into the trash can. And keep in mind that the reason I'd done that was because previously, like I mentioned, I'd made the mistake of editing a video a second time. So I moved it to trash when it was 80% exporting, or sorry, I emptied trash when it was 80% exporting, and all of a sudden, the tens of hours that I put into editing this video that I was so proud of, all of a sudden says media unavailable. And I'm like, what? That's funny. Media unavailable. Like maybe I have to try and export it again. So I go to click the export button and I see that it says that the file is significantly smaller because all that there is the kind of stock video and the music and whatever. And I put my head in my hands, and for a second I just thought, did I just delete hours worth of a video I was proud of, hours worth of work, and a video I was proud of? And I was like, okay, shit, I can get it back. I was like, there's some way I can get it back. I had this sinking moment, and then I was like, I can get it back. Go to ChatGPT, go to Google, go to all these places, and search how to undo trash can, how to undo blah blah blah. There's a couple softwares, that say that it can be done, and maybe it can. I'm not sure, but I was kind of just like, look, like I read a kind of a big headline on the Google. It's called Position Zero. It's when you search Google and it's like the first thing that comes up. It's basically like the one word or one sentence answer for what you're looking for. If you say how many calories are in 100 grams of chicken breast, it'll be like the first big like bold letters that are like, oh, this many calories, right? Before like all the sponsored and all that shit comes up. And it says, generally speaking, things that have been emptied from trash are permanently gone. And I'm like, fuck. So, for a minute or two, I'm just thinking, like, okay, this is it. Like, this sucks. This is the worst, right? And I have this battle in my head. I have this battle in my head of one side of me, and any of you guys who follow the must become sort of philosophy will understand this. On one side of my brain, I'm thinking, okay, don't let this loss steal any more of your momentum or potential for today or this week or whatever. This happened. Take a deep breath. Get over it. Get on with the stuff you need to do. That's one side of my brain. The other side of my brain is thinking, dude, don't give up. Are you serious? Like, oh, because position zero on Google says, oh, it's permanently deleted, you're just going to accept that? Like, is there no way that you can get this back? Is there nothing you can do? Because what I see in the software, by the way, is that I can actually right click the files that say like been deleted or corrupted or media unavailable, whatever. And I can actually link another file. So if I find somehow this raw file that was just emptied from trash, if I find it, then I know that I can just link it with these edited placeholders that have been done, and all of a sudden the video will be back. At least that's my thinking, and that's the way it appears to be. So, I go with that second part of my brain that's saying don't give up, and I'm thinking, okay, where could this file be? Not on my computer, obviously. I just deleted it like an idiot. But where could it be? I'm like, oh, my SD card. It could be on my SD card. So I rush home, I plug in my SD card into my computer, and I'm looking through, and I'm like, is it here? And it's not. And I think, okay, maybe because I had recorded so many videos recently, maybe I'd uploaded it to the transfer website that I used to send my stuff to my editing team. Maybe it's there. I check there. There's something with the same name. I'm like, okay. And it was called, file C1000512AB or whatever. And it had the same name. And I was like, okay, I have it. So I download it. And I open it. And of course, it's a different file. It just had the same name because I'm so regularly deleting things from my SD card and from whatever to keep space that I guess it just kind of replaced the name because it was like a numerical placeholder. So that was like the next thing in line based on everything else I had deleted. So suffice it to say, I just didn't have this fucking thing anywhere. It was very frustrating, and I was upset that one, I wasn't going to be able to upload a video for you guys on a Monday, which I really like to do generally, start the week with a solid video. But two, that I was really proud of this video, and I really wanted you guys to see it. So the conclusion was that I did not have the opportunity to get it back. I was not able to get this video back to you guys. But this leads me to something that you guys need to understand, and this is the takeaway, okay? And this is why this is good news. If you remember at the beginning, I said I have good news. This is why. Is because this means the Must Become Nation the Must Become philosophy, the channel in general, the newsletter, everyone who follows me on X, it's about to blow up. We're about to get so many new faces, so many fresh ideas, so many fresh people in here, because I know that the devil works harder when you get closer. If that video was not going to be the video that expanded this community such that, you know, the brotherhood, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, the fellowship, whatever, right, wasn't going to expand such that we were about to be able to all give so much more value to one another in the comments and newsletters and in chat rooms, which is all the things that I'm going to do. If that wasn't the video that was going to make that happen, then the devil wouldn't have made sure that I deleted it at 80% exported. 80% exported, right? It wasn't just, oh, it disappeared, it was corrupted, I woke up one morning, my computer was fried. It wasn't like something like that. It was this close to you guys having it. And then I took an action that I never take. I emptied my trash. I never do it. That's why there was 40, 50, 60, whatever it was, gigabytes in the trash can, because I never do it. And I did it right then and there. So that's the good news, is I know how close we are, and it's so motivating. The fact that I lost this sucks, but I want you guys to take something from what I'm saying today and understand that the devil works harder when you get closer. I just want to remind you guys that. And I want to leave you guys with the final message that you need to have the courage to see that the setbacks that you face are the signs that you're going in the right direction. Every single time you have a setback, it's an opportunity to become more like the person that will achieve what you're looking to achieve, that will become what you must become. So anybody out there who's something happens and they have a setback and it ruins their day, ruins their week, ruins their month, ruins their year, whatever it may be, and lets it ruin them from within. So they ruminate on it and it causes the situation to be worse. That's the devil succeeding. Take any setback like this, especially one that stings as much as this, that's as obvious as this, as some nefarious force was intervening with this. At least that's the way I choose to look at it. Take anything like that as a sign that you are so close to going where you want to go and being where you want to be. I really appreciate, just you guys taking the time and hearing my story. Again, I will work very, very hard to get the videos up that you guys need to see. I'm gonna get them up regardless of whatever setbacks may show up. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. My name is Spencer with Must Become. Always remember that your potential is your obligation, and so what you can become, you must become.